Let's see if just one more person can join us. All right, that's it. All right, welcome back to our channel. Remember, if it's your first time here, do well to like and share and let's know your comments after you watch this video. So today we are going to be discussing on building interactive dashboard. Okay, so before we get to the example, let's just look at this dashboard. Now, what is a dashboard? Dashboard is simply a graphical visual representation of information using charts and then with slicers and timers. What do I mean by that? Now, if you look at this, this is a performance dashboard for Kelvin Cookie Company. You can see how this data is analyzed, profit by country and cookie type. We have units sold each month, and we also have profit by month. Now, see what happened when I use these slicers. What you see on the left side is cost. Like if I want to look at what is happening only in India, I just click on India. Now, observe that the entire charts have adjusted to just India. What if I want to look at India, Malaysia, and Philippines? Just highlight that three. It's just going to display only that three for me. Okay, so this is what makes it an interactive dashboard. You can also maybe want to look at a particular date range, let's say from August to December. It just gives you that. All right. Now, when I'm done, I can just remove the formats, clear all filters I've applied. So the slicers are used to filter data. Now, this is the objective. This was the data that was used to create this dashboard, but there are more that was done, and that is what we're going to be doing right about now. So I'm just going to quickly share the data we are going to be using to demonstrate this. All right, now this is a typical sales record for this company called Kevin Cookie. All right, so the objective here is for us to create a dashboard using the data given here. So I've listed it out that we're going to create a dashboard, and we'll be analyzing this data by profit by country and cookie type, units sold each month, profit by month. These are what the client sent to us that they want to know from this data. You can see it's a very big data set here. You have products, you have units sold, revenue, cost, profits, and all of that. All right, so the first we need to do now is for us to develop an interactive dashboard. We need to start from pivot table analysis. Firstly, I'm going to convert this data to a table if I like by just pressing Ctrl T and OK. So this is now a table. Remember how we created pivot table? To create a pivot table now, the first pivot table I'm going to create is to analyze this data by country and cookie type. So I'll come to my insert, then click on pivot table and OK. All right, it will create a new sheet for me. Now I'm going to be analyzing by country. I'll move country to rows, then let product stay in column. So I'm going to be looking at revenue. So revenue becomes the value. Now, in just a split minutes, we've been able to analyze this data, and you can see the total for each particular product and also for each particular country. All right. Now I'm going to convert this into a pivot chart because our interactive dashboard, we want it to work with charts. So I'll click on pivot charts. Maybe select a particular pivot chart that I prefer. Maybe this and OK. Now this one is very interesting because it captures both cookie type as well as country. All right. Now I can just format this chart a little. Remember I told you can right click on one of these buttons and hide all field buttons. I can just add chart title. So I can call this revenue. Okay. What if I wanted to look at, okay, it's still okay. So this is revenue by country and cookie type. Now I'm going to name this sheet. I'll just name it rev by country and cookie. All right. Okay, so I'm going to leave this right here now. Go ahead and create a new sheet, which is where I'm going to be formatting my pivot charts. Okay, so I'm going to call, my dashboard. I'll just rename this to dashboard. All right. Now, if you check here, we'll have some additional resources. They have the company logo and they have this header, which I want us to use. So I'm going to use Control to highlight them both, copy them with Control C, come over to the dashboard menu and just simply paste with Control V. Okay. So just a way of adding graphics to this, maybe I'll just highlight this header here, maybe come to this fill, can change the fill color, I can decide to use yellow. Okay. Maybe I just want to make this bold. You have to put some graphic design and maybe increase the font size. Now, all of my created pivot charts are going to be imported into this dashboard. So I'll go back to that place we have created this. I will copy it, copy that to the dashboard and just place it in the central location here. All right, so this is the first pivot charts we are getting. Just gonna leave it here. Now let's go back to the data. The next we need to do, we want to analyze this by units sold each month and profit by months. Okay, so again, we'll create a new pivot chart. For each chart, you're going to create a new sheet. So this time around now, we are looking at units sold each month. So units sold is going to come in as row. Sorry. Units sold is going to be the value, and then time is going to be the row. So you can see this is units sold for each month from September to December as given in the data. So again, we convert this to a pivot chart. Maybe I can decide to use a different chart type like the line chart. Yeah, something like this, since it's going to be like a time series based monthly data. So I'm going to rename this now to units sold each month. Again, I will right click on all these buttons and hide them up. Now, I will still rename this particular sheet and call it units sold each month. Okay, now I will copy the created pivot charts again to my dashboard page and paste it somewhere here to the right and just adjust to fit properly. I just want everything to show right on this screen here. Okay. Now again, I'll go back to my data. We still want to analyze this data profit by month. So I will create a new pivot chart. Call this one profit by month. Rename to profit by month. So again, I'm going to move my dates to rows. And then this time around, I'll move profits to values. As simple as that. I'll convert that to a pivot chart and still use my line. And okay. So the title of this one is going to be profits by month. Then I will hide field buttons. If I don't want to hide them, I can leave them, but it's best to just hide them so they don't distract the chart. I will copy it to my dashboard page and just place it right here. Mind you, we want to see how to replicate that first dashboard we saw at the beginning. So that's what you're trying to replicate. It doesn't mean it has to follow the same pattern each time. We're just using this to model how to create an interactive dashboard right here in Microsoft Excel. So just have to adjust everything to fit. Maybe adjust this one a little more. All right. So we've been able to create 3 different charts. Okay. Maybe I want to add one more. I want to add one more because this one here is revenue by country and cookie type. What if I'm interested in getting profit by country and cookie type? So I will insert a new pivot chart, pivot table. Then I'm looking at country. Then I'm looking at products. But this time around, I'm looking at profits, not revenue. So these are the profits. So I will insert the pivot charts and similar kind of charts. What about lines? Oh no. So column. I'll use this one that shows them all double. And okay. So the chart title is, this one is profits by country and cookie type. Remember to hide field buttons. All right. So again, I'll copy it to my dashboard page and maybe place it somewhere down here. Yeah. Now observe that these two are not the same. The first one is revenue. The second one is based on profits. Yeah. So maybe I can just adjust this. Let them all sit on the same line. Maybe reduce my zoom. Okay. Now we have 4 different charts saying 4 different forms of analysis to the given data. The first is revenue by country type, profit by country type and cookie type, units sold each month, and profits. Now, the next thing that comes to our mind is how do we interconnect each of these graphs so that they become interactive? That would take us to slicers and timers. So I'm just going to click on one of them. Remember, if you click outside, the pivots menu goes out. So just click on one of the graphs and then the pivot analysis comes back up. Now you go to analyze. Now you see slicer, you see timer. I'm going to start with timer. Just click on timer. The only timer we'll have here is date, timeline, I mean. So I will click on date and okay. All right. So it gives us a very fine timeline here, dates that are in months. All right. So I'll keep it here. Still on that one, I will go back to analyze again. Now we're going to insert slicers. Slicers, there are going to be multiple of them, depending on what you want to check out. So I'm going to put a slicer for country, put another slicer for products. Yeah, if I like, I can still add for units sold, but I don't want to do that. So I'll just use that too. So the first one is country. I'll place it right here. Adjust to fit properly. There is no need of this way, so I'll just drag here up. So you see all the countries listed from India to United Kingdom. So down here, I'll just drop the slicer for products. Now I'm going to show you what these slicers work. It's just to get interactive in the dashboard. Now see what happened. If I click on only India, you see what's happening on just the first chart, because all these slicers were created from the first chart. You see, if you highlight like multiple, you see everything I'm doing now, just this first chart is interactive. Now the question is, how do we connect it to the other charts so that whatsoever is happening to one will be reflecting in others? First, let me clear this filter. Now to do that, I'm going to start from dates. You're going to link them up. When you right click, you see report connection. So report connection is used to connect multiple charts into a given slicer or timeline. So I'll just highlight them all. There are about 4 here. So, okay. Then I'm going to do the same to this slicer for country. Right click, report connections, and then select all 4 pivot charts. And finally, I will do same for products. Right click, report connection, and highlight them all. And okay. Now let's try again. If you click on Malaysia, observe that it's now affecting all 4 charts. Okay, if you want to see how this data behaved between India and the Philippines. You see that now? This is now very interactive here, as you can see. Even when you try that with maybe months, let's say if you click on January to March, you see that there is no data for those range, okay? What if you try something like September and October? Yes. So if you say September, December, remember when you're done, you can clear all of those filters. This is just to find out maybe what's happening in the data if you want to concentrate on one or the other. All right. So we've been able to create this dashboard, and we've been able to use slicer and timeline to make it to look interactive. But then if you look down here, you find out that there are so many charts, so many sheets have been created to be able to achieve this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide some of the sheets. I'm going to hide some of them. How do I do that? Maybe I want to hide this unit sold. I'll hold control to profits, to even this sheet 5 here. So I'll just select them, right click. You will see hide. Okay. So they are hidden now. So all you have here now is dashboard, data, additional data. Okay, now this additional data is just right here to tell you that you can even update your record, even though sometimes it takes time for it to update, but you can update your record. Let's say I come to this additional data, highlight, maybe more data. Let me see if we can take all. So this additional data from that same Kevin Cookie company. So these are new data. You can copy it, come back to your data here, and then somewhere down here, I can just paste it. Okay. All right. So once you paste, just try and save. I'm going to save this as a new document because I'll be giving you the same document to practice. So I will save this as new. All right. So this has been saved. I will come back to my dashboard. For me to reflect what has been saved, all I need to do is just click on any of them, then come to this analyze and click on refresh. What am I refreshing? Oh, wow. Can you see what just happened? You observe that the dashboard has just changed. It has updated. Now we have data from January up to December, and this is happening to all 4 charts on this dashboard. So that means each time you add a new data and just click on refresh, remember refresh is from analyze, click on refresh and choose refresh all. It updates the entire charts, the entire dashboard, I mean, in real time. So all you have to do is add data. Maybe just create this as a database for a company. Why they input data, you see it's updating in real time. A good example is the Forex markets. You see that there's a fluctuation and it's updating in real time. So you just see the timeline, how it's going up and coming down, giving you all that trend. From here, and I can see the trend that somewhere around October, they sold out more in October. And that has resulted to more profits also around that October, okay? All right, so let's say I'm done building every part of this dashboard now. I just want to hide all this and let the dashboard stay alone, or maybe with the data, so that if I want to update, I'll update in data. So I can just click on this additional data and even additional resources, right click and hide. Okay, we'll have just the dashboard and the data. Now, this dashboard, maybe I want to make it look a little more interesting. Remember that this Excel provides you with this grid line. They are not really lines, okay? I can decide to hide them just to leave it on a plain white. So I can just come to view. Yes, just on my grid line. Yes, you can see now this is just on a plain white sheet, all looking interesting. Let's try to see how it works again. If you click on just Malaysia alone, you see the data is adjusting. This is what's happening in United Kingdom. This is what's happening in Philippines, the United States. If you want to look at multiple, you just click and drag to select. Remember, same thing can be done to the products. If you want to see what happened between just 2 products, chocolate and fortune cookie. Yes. You can see that chocolate sold out more by these bars, while fortune cookie just sold out a little. What if I just want to look at just sugar, just one product? You see the behavior, why you try to adjust this to filter using these slicers. Remember, when you're done with all of that, you should just come and clear them so that the dashboard returns to its original state. So this is just basically how to build an interactive dashboard. There are many things you can do more. Remember, from your data, for any form of analysis you carry out, you can create a chart. Then from that chart, you just copy to a new sheet where you're creating a pivot table. Then after putting up your charts, what do you do next? You create slicer and timeline. Then you connect them. Remember how to connect. You right click on a slicer, you see report connection. Now in report connection, you see that all 4 charts are connected to this slicer. Therefore, any filter you apply will reflect on all 4 of them. All right. So this is just how to create a pivot chart using Microsoft Excel. I hope you find this video very interesting. If you do, kindly leave a comment, like, and subscribe to our page so that more videos will come next time. All right. So this is where we're going to be drawing the curtain tonight. I'm going to provide this data. All you have to do is follow the instruction. The instructions are right here. That is create pivot charts, profit by country. I'm going to add one again. Revenue by country, and cookie type. That's the first chart I created. Then profit by country and cookie type. Then units sold, profits. Then you build the dashboard, of course. You add your timeline, your slicer, link the slicer, update your data. Remember, you're updating your data with the additional data that is added. Remember, when you create this new sheet for pivot analysis, the chart that you're going to create, don't cut it, copy it to the dashboard, okay? So that because it's a copy, when the data is updating, as it's updating in those sheets, your pivot table is, your dashboard is being updated, okay? Sometimes people make the mistake of after creating the chart, they cut it to the dashboard. No, do not copy. I'm going to unhide just one. Remember, I can always right click, come to unhide. I'm going to unhide profit by months. Now you see that the chart is still here and it has updated, okay? If I had cut it, perhaps it wouldn't have reflected on my dashboard. So after creating these charts, cut them to the dashboard and remember to format it to look very beautiful, even better than this one I've created, okay? So that will be it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to open the line now. Let's interact a little. We've not really interacted. I think we still have some time. Do you have any question based on this particular class tonight? The line is open. Is there something you want to ask me? You can go ahead. If you don't want to say it, you can type it. All right. Let's interact, guys. If you understood all I have done, just say good to go in the comment section so that I know that you're following. Okay. I think this dashboard is even looking finer than the first one we saw at the beginning, because that one has just three charts, but this one has 4. Oh, thank you, Achisi. I see you. Good to go. Great. So I'll be providing the data. Okay, I'll be providing the data for practical, but do not stop there. Just maybe go back to the previous files we've used, see how you can create a dashboard from it. Okay, and while creating dashboard, you can also explore other charts. Just explore that chart. Remember, the most important thing is being able to connect them with slicers and to link the slicers. Okay, once you're able to do that, this is quite interesting if you ask me, because recently I did a small job and it was just to build a dashboard using some data sets for a company, and yeah, they paid some good money. It didn't take me quite long because I already know how to develop pivots, dashboard. So being able to do this, imagine attending an interview and you're giving data to analyze, and quickly you just be able to develop something like this and show them how interactive it works. They'll just assume you're a pro, straight. Because regular people will be busy doing just table analysis and all that. And then you're able to do this. Okay, on linking, yes. So remember for the slicers are gotten from analyze. If you click on any of the charts, then you go to analyze, you see slicer, you see timeline, okay? Now for slicer, we've been able to insert slicer for country and product because those ones are the relevant ones. Revenues, these ones are just amounts. Dates, okay, yeah. Let me try this date in months. And okay, as a new slicer. Okay, now this is a new slicer here, for instance. Remember, this slicer now we only work with the first chart. Can you see that? Maybe I want to look at what's happening only May. This is for just May, okay? February, March, April, May. It works just like the timer, okay? All right. Now, how do I connect this slicer to work with all 4 charts? You right click on it, you will see reports connections. Now I see that only one is selected, pivot table 7. I will just activate the other 3 and okay. Now if you click on May, everything is just changing. Okay, if you select a range, yeah. Now remember, when you remove it, the full data comes into play. So that is how to connect them. Just report connection. Once you report connection, your pivot charts all get connected. Thank you very much for that wonderful one. So is there any other thing you want me to look into with respect to building a pivot, a dashboard? I keep calling it pivot table because dashboard is just a product of pivot table analysis, because each of these charts you see here are coming from pivot tables. Remember that what is hidden can be unhidden. I want to hide this again. Just right click and hide button. Why I'm hiding them is I don't want to be distracted with too many sheets. Just 2 sheets is okay. This place is for data. I can always update my data. So while data is being updated, you can just come here, then come to click on any of the charts, then come to analyze and refresh. Just refresh all. Yeah, once you do that, whatever data that has been entered gets updated. Okay, so look at this as, let's say sales personnel are there selling, and this sheet is interconnected between computers. So as everybody is selling, they are inputting into sales. Somebody is just here updating the records just to see performance, and maybe it's projected in real life. If you see how currencies fluctuate, sometimes even in one day, you can have start value and end value of a currency. It just keeps fluctuating because they are updated in real time. So the dashboard has the ability to update in real time. Yeah, so that's it. All right. So thank you very much for joining this session tonight. I hope you find this very interesting, and I'm going to drop the data for your practice, and this video will be made available on or before the end of tomorrow, so that if you're working and you have challenges, you can always make reference to it. All right, so thank you very much. My name is Dr. KD, and thank you for joining this course. I hope you're learning something. I hope you are practicing, and I hope that at the end of this course, you should be able to at least have up to intermediate knowledge of how to use Microsoft Excel to do from basic to advanced data analysis. From next week, it will get even more interesting. So brace up and let's dive into advanced analysis from Monday. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.